this is I'm excited to be here with Kirk. This is a fun story because you talk about a subscription business that's in a exciting vertical in a fun space. BarkBox subscriptions for dogs, for pets, and so the title of our talk is Thinking Outside of the Box, and how BarkBox has grown their affiliate and partner marketing channel through creative partner approaches. But before we dive into it, though, I want to share, what was it, 2 weeks ago at your headquarters?
Yep.
We both have offices in New York, in Manhattan, and so I went over to BarkBox's headquarters in New York and got to meet the owner and Kirk. And boy, you talk about a dog-friendly place. They have a dog-friendly place. It's a lot of fun. So you guys use your own stuff there.
There's like 30 dogs in our office at any given time. It can be a little much, but it's kind of hard to have a bad day when you have a little puppy that you can go give a belly rub to.
Yeah, it was good. So you've been at BarkBox in this role, heading up affiliate partner marketing for a year and a half, going on 2 years?
Yeah, just under 2 years now. Yep.
So how, in that time, how has the internal view of the channel changed? How's it evolved, and how's the channel grown?
Yeah, so when I came on in 2016, it really was kind of non-existent. There was a bit of an influencer program that we had with dog Instagram accounts. I mean, there's millions of those out there. I'm sure there's people in here that have an Instagram account for their dog. So it was really more like a brand ambassador influencer program. We weren't really working with any of your traditional affiliate partners, no like loyalty or cash back, any content or review sites. So when I came on, I kind of had my work cut out for me. There was a lot that needed to be done. And we took it from single-digit percentage of the total business to now it's 10x that in about a year and a half. So there's a lot that we were able to accomplish in that time.
So wait, think about that. Single digit, so driving less than, in single digits of revenue.
Yeah.
And in a year and a half to 10x that.
Yep. There's a lot to be done, and there was a lot of long nights that we were working with people to get things launched, but the payoff is there. There's a lot that you can do there, and there's still a lot that we're doing.
So as an acquisition channel, is it fair to say that it's gained respect in the organization and a lot of attention?
Yeah, absolutely. So our CEO, Matt Meeker, comes from an affiliate marketing background, actually. It was his first job out of college, working for an agency. So it's kind of when he decided to hire for this role at the right time, it was a pretty near and dear spot for him. He's constantly checking in and making sure that the resources are available to make things continue to be successful and grow and keep it in top 3 acquisition channels at our company.
Yeah, so it helps to have executive top-level support, I suspect. Huh?
Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Is it a source of some good ideas for affiliate?
Yeah, he'll get messaged on LinkedIn. People message him directly, and anything that from his past that he thinks is a good idea, he'll send over to me and be like, I got in touch with these people. I think it'd be good to see about working with them. Actually, one recently was setting up a rewards program with a couple different colleges for alumni people. That was one that came in directly from Matt, from somebody from LinkedIn. We spent a little time setting it up, and it's been doing pretty well for us.
Yeah, so that you're getting a glimpse into the title of the talk, and in another question or two, we're going to start to explore that creative partner approaches. So what you'll hear is behind what's fueling a lot of this growth is a dedicated approach to unearthing creative new types of partners. But
there's one that's been kind of instrumental that I don't think is common in affiliate marketing. We've partnered with I think we're up to about 500 or 600 rescue and shelters across the U.S. and Canada. Offer them, send toys and things to them to show to potential new adopters of dogs. They offer a discount exclusive to people that are adopting for those potential customers, and that's accounting for probably about 15 to 20% of our affiliate program now. It's really taken off. been a tedious, very, very tedious process because people at rescue and shelters are not the most tech savvy people you can think of. But the time spent in it has been very worthwhile.
So before we start because I know that's one of the creative channel partners, and there's a number of others that we're going to talk through. I think it's also helpful your company has a philosophy, I think, about the way you hope, what kind of experience you're hoping to create for your customers.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting that in the sense that maybe there's two customers here, right? There's the dog, and then there's the pet owner.
Yep.
So talk us through that a little bit about what you're trying to create.
Yeah. So I mean, you can go to a PetSmart or wherever and get toys and treats and stuff. It's not about that. It's about, that box comes, your dog loses their frickin' mind, and they'll be jumping up, and we have videos on Instagram of people tearing at their box. My dog thinks every Amazon box is her BarkBox now, which becomes kind of a problem. But it's really, I have to show her, I'm like, no, it's just a shirt. It's no toys. But it's really that experience that you're selling. And I think I think that's just across the board, every subscription service is selling an experience. And you need to be able to provide that experience and make that something that they're excited for each month. They're excited for seeing our different types of themes. Most recently, we had a medieval times theme. And kind of the central focus of every single theme that we do is there's all this stuff in the box, and the only thing that's missing is your dog as the focal point. So like the medieval times, your dog is the heroic knight fighting off the plush toy dragon, or doing Jurassic Bark was one of our themes last year that was very popular. And your dog is the apex predator taking over all these other dinosaurs. So it's kind of creating this experience, and you're on the floor playing with these toys with your dog. They're losing their minds. They're going crazy. And it just becomes something you look forward to every month, and something that you're happy to provide them with every month.
Yeah, so it's creating a unique experience.
It's really, I think that's the most important thing to consider. You're solving a problem by getting it to them, delivered to their home every month, but really it's the experience that you're providing, and you need to make sure that, you can't put a price tag on that value. You can say it's $40 worth of product or $50 worth of product that you're only spending $20 on, but you can't put a price tag on, your dog bringing you their favorite toy that you got from a box 6 months ago.
Yeah, and then as an longevity, as an ongoing service, a monthly subscription, trying to make it a unique experience that the customers can't get through other channels.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we try and do is, and there's specific people at our company that design the toys and the packaging for the treats, but there's ideas that are just floating around all the time of stupid things and silly things, and I think that translates over into, I can't take credit for all the partners that we've worked with, but it's all been people at my company that have said, have we thought about doing this? Have we thought about partnering with this type of, company? I haven't. Maybe it's something that, my mind just didn't think of that. And having that sort of network of people at your company to be like, where else do you think we could work with that would be successful?
Yeah, so that's a perfect tee up to the next question, which is you have a number of creative partner types that you've developed in the short year and a half, and you have some other ones that you're kind of baking.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of these other partner types, and it maybe also how do you go about thinking that stuff up, because maybe it could be applicable, of course, to these other industries.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the rescue and shelters are definitely a unique one that we work with. We also, I'm not here to rise above everybody. There's all the standard cashback, loyalty, content and review sites that we work with. I think the ones that can showcase that experience either in a video review or a review site, or showing pictures of their dog and showing how they're interacting with these different toys, is kind of the partner that we strive for and the ones that we look to work with. And that's not, it's not individualized just to BarkBox. It's applicable across the board. I mean, if you think about the experience that you're providing, meal delivery service, maybe the experience is the first meal that you cooked as a newlywed, or if it's clothing that you're getting, maybe you go out and get a ton of compliments on your new outfit, and that's an experience that you're getting that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So I think being able to work with people that can showcase that experience and show you, what this really is, that it's more than just, 6 products in a box. It's an experience that you're getting, is the type of partner that you want to work with, that you want them to be able to bring that to life.
Yeah, so back to that valuable experience and making it unique that can't be replicated through other channels. And so some of the partner types maybe would be classified as non-traditional partners, rescue centers. What else?
So we've got a roadmap for the next about year and a half, 2 years of expanding it to groomers, to veterinarian offices, to dog walking services. We've already started with some apps in that area. But I mean, I think it's also, you might think of some of these places as like quasi competitors, or some things that you don't want them spending money here, you want them spending money with you, but they don't have to be that way. You can partner with them, and it's mutually beneficial for you guys to, show them this experience, and have, a veterinarian saying that like their customers or their clients love BarkBox is, that's an invaluable thing to have. You trust your vet.
Yeah, so maybe there's also like, a snowball going downhill here, getting bigger as it gets bigger. You guys now have some type of brand presence, and they're proud as a new partner to be affiliated with BarkBox. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's definitely compounded. We kind of started very manually to work with all these different people. Now we're getting requests like crazy now that people know that this is a thing. So much so that we had to hire somebody just to kind of field all that conversation, and it's a very manual process. It's very tedious, but the payoff is definitely there, and it's starting to build up that presence of all these shelters saying, we can receive donations for working with BarkBox. I don't think many people think to organizations as a means of, a sublet of your acquisition channel, and it's definitely there. It's kind of thinking not in your standard, digital sense, but just kind of stop and take a step back and think, where, as a dog owner, where else would I be exposed to my product if I wasn't working at BarkBox?
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me about a rescue center in Texas where they received a box, and they videoed the box being opened and all the dogs going nuts.
Yeah.
They posted it socially, and then you?
Yeah, so they posted, it was this SPCA in Austin. We sent them some products, some toys, some bags of treats. They just did a pretty simple like cell phone video around of some of the dogs playing with the toys, and some of them in their kennels like sleeping with one of their toys. We thought it was an amazing video, so we shared it out on our social channels. We thought it was great. Within an hour, there were, I think, 78 subs that came in from that shelter, and that's around a $2,000 donation that we would make based on the quote-unquote CPA we have with the shelter. So they get a $2,000 donation. We have 78 new subscribers, and these dogs have toys in the shelter, which is normally like kind of a anxious and scary time for them.
Yeah, what a great way to grow your business, right? The cost of acquisition for those new subs is...
Yeah, the donation, that's it. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. And so that's, again, like the example of it growing on itself. You have a strong partner, creative, they do something, you help post it socially. And
yeah, I mean, they create, they're creating content for us that we're, when it's done right, we're more than happy to share it out. And it has that, snowball effect like you described.
So Annie, one more question here, and then we also are going to allow some time for a Q&A. If you think, so a big part of your growth has been non-traditional partners, identifying them, thinking through it, going out and testing it, and getting them to start to work and really move the needle. You're in the dog business, right? Subscriptions for pets, for dogs. Is there any generalizations you can make to how, or suggestions, so folks in other verticals can maybe learn from it and say, hey, if I want to try and think of non-traditional partners in my space, here's how BarkBox goes about it. Is there any magic that you guys are doing?
I mean, it really is just kind of paying attention. I know that sounds kind of silly, but there have been people from our customer support team, who have gotten an idea, they reach out to me, and I think having that open line of communication with everybody at your company, because it's not like rocket science with this. It's just going out and speaking and taking kind of a personal approach and saying, look, I love what you're doing. I'd love for you to work with us. What can we do to make it happen? And just kind of listening to other outlets within your organization and maybe outside of your organization, and just taking some ideas that they might have and running with them. I had no idea that rescue and shelter would account for a fifth of our affiliate business. I didn't think that would happen. But when you set the framework up for controlling other areas of your affiliate program, keeping coupon sites on their best behavior, I know it's difficult, but spending the time to do that, you can partner with these shelters. They each have their own unique code that is not available on other coupon sites. It's how we can still say, to a pretty good degree of certainty that this attribution is coming from the shelter, from their in-person experiences with people, what they're posting on social, and I guess just really take the time. Time is like the most important thing when you're setting up a whole network of partners to work with. It's not, I don't think it's quantity, it's definitely quality in the people that you're working with.
And then also, you made an interesting point. We were preparing for this fireside, a concept about, I think your thought was non-traditional partners being more or less inclined to work with you on a performance basis. Mm-hmm. What's behind that?
I just don't think that people approach them for that. I think it's I don't think people generally think of it as something that they could do, or I think there might be almost some taboo around it, that they think I'm not working for you, I'm not working to drive this. But when when it's reciprocal, when you provide them tools to be successful, when they share videos of what they're doing, the tools to make you successful, it's a reciprocal relationship, and you're building each other up to create something great and grow an amazing channel together. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll be around if anyone has any more questions.
BarkBox doing things right.